Hello, and welcome to That's Why We Have Hot Dogs in the Freezer. And I bet you're looking at this going, what the heck has he got sitting there? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a pork picnic. It's a cut of pork, it's the leg, it's got the bone in it, it's got some skin. It's relatively inexpensive, but I like it. It's one of my favorites. And I'm going to cook this tomorrow, which means we have to do a little bit of prep today. So I hope you saw the episode on my barbecue rub, but this is my basic barbecue rub. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my basic rub, and to that I'm going to add some Old Bay, pretty good amount of Old Bay. Remember, this is going to sit, ooh, that's a lot of Old Bay. This is going to sit on the outside of the pork, and as it sits in the fridge overnight, it'll go in just a little bit. So I've got the Old Bay in there, copious amounts of Old Bay I might add, and I've got some ground mustard. I'll put some of that in there too. Wish you could smell this. It kind of smells like crabs. I think that's because of the Old Bay. It'll be all right. As I've said before, it's only food. Oh yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Rather than getting my hands all porky and then dipping back into this, because I might want to keep some for later, I'm going to take and put it into a bowl. So I've got it separated here. And I'm going to put some in my hand. And we're going to sprinkle it all over this pork and kind of pat it in. This is the skins of the uncovered side. So this is where most of that seasoning is going to make it into the meat, because it won't do a whole lot with the skin. It'll season the skin and it'll be really nice when it's time to eat it, but don't you fall. And this is why I'm using the bowl, because now I've got all these porky hands. Grab some more of this on here. There we go. I'm going to have to clean my station up, probably myself up, after all of this, but you've come to expect that, I think. A little on my cutting board, work it around. There we go. Reach over here and get my bowl, or container rather. This is my 12-quart container. I bought this at a kitchen supply house a couple years ago. It was Johnny's in Martinsburg if you're local. If not, you can probably find it on online somewhere. But I'm going to put this in there. And I've got a lid for it, which I'm not going to grab because, hey. So this video will have to continue tomorrow. So for me, it's going to be about 12, 14 hours. For you, it'll be about 12, 14 seconds. So I hope you enjoyed this part of it, and we'll see you here in just a moment. So you hang in there. It's been 12 hours, and right about now the wife is still asleep in bed because it's early, because this next part takes a while. I know 12 hours in the fridge is a while, but now we've got to do the cooking, and well, right now it's all technique. We're going to take this pan. I've got my pork. It's been marinating all day and all night last night. I'm going to take this out. And we're simply going to position it in the pan. We want skin side up because we want the fat to render down into the meat. So then we're going to take our temperature probe, and I'm going to sink it into the skin. Maybe All right, so much for that idea. We're going to take it under the skin. We just want to make sure we get down into the thick part of the meat. We don't want to be next to the bone. And then we're going to set our timer for an internal temperature of 200 degrees. I'm going to put this into a 300, not 350 this time, 300 degree oven. And we're just going to let it go. And when it gets up to about 190 degrees, I'm going to tint it with foil. So I guess the next time you see me, I'll be standing here with a piece of finished product that we'll take a look at. So like I say, this is going to be about a 12-hour ordeal. For you, it'll be a couple seconds. So you hang in there. This is going to be good. We'll see you. Bye. It's been 5 hours now. Actually, no, it's been 6 hours. I let it cook for 5 hours at 300 degrees till it got to an internal temperature of 200. And then I've let it rest for an hour. And we still have an internal temperature of 187. So that's pretty warm. But we're going to take a look at it anyway. I may let it rest a little more while I make a side dish. I'm not sure, which I won't video. But let's see what we've got. Okay. Pretty warm, and there's lots of oil and juices in the bottom, as I predicted. We'll lift back the skin, and we can, if we had 2 forks, we could pull this apart and make pulled pork. But there's what we got out of that. There's a bunch of meat in there, and we're going to have a good time. Very warm, succulent, fall apart. Love this cut of meat. One of the things we could do, if you'll remember, we had a little leftover barbecue rub. Mix that with some apple cider vinegar, a little bit of water, and make a North Carolina barbecue sauce type of thing. So you can put that on your pulled pork. But anyway, this has been Pork Picnic, and it's another episode of my missing sign, or better known as That's Why We Have Hot Dogs in the Freezer. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.